Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, today I'm working on a little project related to a new piece of machinery that I've got in the shop. And I haven't really shared this on my YouTube channel. If you guys watch or pay attention to my Facebook and Instagram account, you probably saw a little post about a new machine for the shop that I got probably a month or so ago. And before I've really done a video on that machine, and I will be doing one soon, I've got one issue that I know came with that particular machine. When I got it, there's an oil reservoir that has a little Bijur hand pump on it. And the previous owner had taken it apart to rebuild it. And when I got it, I got a box full of parts. I need to put this thing back together. I have ordered some replacement parts from Bijur to do this job. I've been waiting on all that stuff to come in. I've got it here now. So we're gonna put together a Bijur oil pump and hopefully get it back to working. And then hopefully after that, I can introduce you to this new machine we got for the shop. Let's get at it. So here's my jigsaw puzzle. Again, when I got it, this had all been taken apart, and I knew that we needed some new parts, like this little sight glass, all stained. I mean, I probably could have used it, but we just got a new one here to go in there. And I got a new gasket that goes between these two pieces here. I was able to still get that. This particular model oil pump, I contacted Bijur. I was able to find some documentation on their website that shows kind of the parts and how it went together and so forth like that, which I was very happy to find because I didn't take this apart. I have no idea how it went back together. So that's going to be hopefully very helpful for me. I found a parts list that you could order parts, different pieces that go in here, and unfortunately, most of it is obsolete and no longer available. We were able to get a new gasket. I was wanting to get a new filter kit for it. This filter is not in terrible shape, but I was going to go ahead and replace that, but no longer available. So I wasn't able to get that part. So we're just going to deal with what we got. I do have a parts diagram here that kind of shows how it goes, and we're just going to have to do the best job we can. See if we can get it back together. So let's see if we can figure this thing out. All right, I think I've got a game plan now. So this is kind of the bottom piece. If you look on the layout here, this is kind of this cap down here at the very bottom of the whole assembly. And in that, we've got first off this filter assembly, and we're going to go ahead and put that in there. So there's a little brass screen that drops down in there first, and just kind of get that positioned properly. There we go. Next comes in this little filter, and it drops down in there as well. And let me get it kind of positioned. It kind of fits right down in a little snug little hole there. And then from there, we've got this little piece here. This is the inlet valve assembly. And we will drop that down in. On top of that is this little gasket, I guess is what it is. It fits right there. And then from there, this tube screws in on top of it. And we're going to go ahead and do just that. Let's use these holes here and we'll kind of tighten that up. And I can feel it bottomed out right there. Okay, and then from there, our plunger goes in. We'll put it in from the top, like such. This little piece here fits over. This connects between the top and bottom body there. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of finger tight that right now. This bottom piece is going to go up underneath the bottom once we get it on. But first off, we need to screw this together, and let's see. Oh, I need to put my spring in. And on top of this, I got that in there backwards. Okay, spring on. There's this little centering piece that fits on top of the spring there. And that all goes up into this tube assembly. I actually forgot a piece here. There is a little gasket seal that goes on top of that piece. All right, now let's try that again. This piece fits right up in there. Start by tightening this one up here. All right, I got all these pipes here all tightened up. And I think next is the pull handle. We got a nut that screws on there, and looks like there's a washer and a lock washer, and then the actual handle screws on, and then all this kind of jams up against that handle. Let me get a wrench to tighten that up. And I think that's it. Okay, from there we got this plate. This plate mounts to the front of the machine, and this whole assembly is gonna mount on there like such, but looks like I need to put the plate on first because I won't be able to access those holes until I do. But before I do that, we got a sight glass here. This sight glass is just a press fit that goes in right there, and I think what I'm going to do is go over to my arbor press and just press it in. I don't want to break that glass. It should be a sealed fit, although in the past when I have done these, I have put a little bit of silicone around that just to give it a little bit of a gasket. Let me see if I got some silicone. If not, I may have to run and go get some. All right, I had a little bit of silicone on here in the shop, so I'm just going to put a little bit kind of down here in the bottom of this thing. It's probably overkill, but it sure as heck ain't going to hurt nothing. All right, now I'm probably not going to take the camera over there, but I'm just going to take this over to my arbor press and carefully press that in. That arbor press should press it flat in, and that'll be a nice tight fit. I'll be right back with it. And there we go. It is pressed in, and it's just nice and flush. Went right in, no problem at all. This is the actual reservoir that holds that front plate. The front plate, let's see, goes on there just like that. You've got 1, 2, 3, and there's a fourth hole that's kind of down, so that's the only way it'll go on there. Now I need a gasket between these two, and I don't have one. So we're going to make one. I happen to have a little piece of gasket paper here, and we're just going to lay it up on here. Now, I don't know if you've ever had to make a gasket before, but it's pretty easy to transfer that shape. We got nice sharp corners all the way around this machine surface. So I'm just going to lay that gasket paper on there, and look at here, you can take a little ball peen hammer and just kind of tap right around the edge of it, and it will literally cut that gasket paper exactly to the shape. So I'm going to go all the way around this thing. Here we go, we got the outside cut. Now we'll do the same thing on the inside. All right, and now we got our holes that we need to locate. There's a hole right there. Let me get a smaller ball peen hammer. There's that one. That one, got a little one here. All right, now these holes didn't cut clear, but I think I've got a gasket punch somewhere. Let me see if I can find that, and we'll punch those out. Well, I couldn't find my gasket punch, but I just took a razor blade and kind of cleaned up those holes we had done. So we're ready to go ahead and assemble this. I'm going to just put a little oil on the gasket. I just find that pre-oiling it kind of just makes it stick in place a little bit better, and go ahead and actually start doing it what it's going to do. So we will do that. That'll kind of get it right where we want it. Go ahead and put a little oil on this side as well. Okay, and this plate drops on right there. Take our socket cap screws. Just going to loosely put it in there right now. We'll get them all in and then tighten them up. I had some long screws and short screws. I thought the long screws went in these, but this is going into a blind hole and they were bottoming out. So I'm going to put the short screws in on the over here. See, that's a long one. This was a short one. Yeah, that's better. And we'll take that one out, put a short one back in there. And we'll go ahead and tighten those down. Okay. So next we'll go ahead and put this gasket in here, and I was able to find an original of that one. That was one of the few parts that Bijur still had in stock. So I was able to get this gasket. Go ahead and kind of put it in place. What's going on here? There we go. That little coil was just not in the quite right location. Okay. All right, guys, and we've been testing this thing out. So I filled it up with oil. There's a place in the back. There's just a pipe threaded plug that goes in here. This pump pumps whey oil. So whey oil is a fairly thick oil that's used for lubricating the ways on a machine. I have filled it up. You can see in the sight glass, I got about a half a glass there. And it's real simple. If you read the instructions, it says, pull handle pump handle at least 4 times daily. So I'm assuming that's if you're running that machine all day long, you would pull it 4 times. I just put a little temporary pipe on here so we could test this out. And when you pull this out, you can see it's pumping oil. It just real slowly pushes that back in. Under realistic conditions, probably what happens is this line gets full of oil, and when you push that in, it takes a little while for the pressure to equalize and for that oil that's handled to come back in, and that delivers the oil to the ways on the machine and keeps things lubricated. So there you go. Pretty cool. Well, there we go. This is ready to go back on the machine. I'm going to go do that here myself, but we're going to wait and let you guys see the video of the machine in an upcoming video. I'm going to do it pretty soon. I want to get it kind of set up where I can run it, and we'll do a machine reveal. New machine in the shop video coming out soon. Now that we got this on there, I'm comfortable getting it all hooked up and actually running it. Like I said, when I got the machine, all this was in a bag, in a box, and before I really started running that machine, I knew I needed to get this rebuilt and back together. Checked off the list, ready to roll. Well, guys, with that will be a wrap. As always, like we always say, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thumbs up are appreciated, as are comments. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.